One.
Hello. Welcome. You are not on the mountain with Rick. You are on Whiskr Whispers with all three of us bearded men. And today we are talking about random misappropriation of wheelchairs in public. So
I wouldn't say misappropriation of wheelchairs, but where you've witnessed the inappropriate use of a wheelchair, perhaps at a skate park or a BMX track, or used to conquer a downhill mountain biking pathway.
But that seems like an appropriate use if it's a downhill mountain biking pathway.
You see, I just want to know whether or not they're in the wheelchair due to a downhill mountain biking accident, or whether they're just being preemptively using their future mobility device
This makes me feel like
engage in their hobby.
This makes me feel like a horrendous human being, which I know I am. But we used to drive in Montreal when we lived there on the way to the grocery store by the bike path. And often on the bike path, because this is the bike path that would go like across the entire city, we would see the people in the quadriplegic, the bottom paralysis bikes who have to use their hands to pedal. And I always felt that they were curious looking. And theoretically, that's assisted mobility, isn't it?
Yeah.
So,
but I'm more puzzled by what you were doing outdoors.
That's a good question.
I'd rather be outdoors.
I'd rather be outdoors if there's killing of animals or fish involved.
Well, there is an animal killing outdoors, from what I understand.
There's a fucking bobcat in the neighborhood, so when you have a 13-year-old dog, you got to be prepared to deal with the exigencies of living in an urban area. We've decided to
Wait, you're complaining about a bobcat being in your area?
Yes.
I live in Australia.
My front yard.
I live in Australia. Okay. Mm-hmm. Spiders, snakes, ants, trees,
and cat bobs,
koalas, locusts, kangaroos.
What the fuck are the
stingrays
going to do to you?
There's some pretty nasty ants in Australia that can bite you and debilitate you. Not because of the single ant there, right? Biting you. Yeah, we got all sorts of ants. We got a smorgasbord of ants.
As a child in Australia, growing up in Australia, are you somehow trained to be ready to deal with the exigencies brought about by these creatures?
No.
So how
you either make it or you don't.
Right, but that's the thing. I know you're the exception, but a lot of people, their ancestors were transported, and this is a recurring joke of mine. But some of them were transported for a reason, and they reproduced, and they're somehow.
Was one of the reasons they transported going down a mountain biking path in a wheelchair?
But let's be honest, wouldn't you try it if you could?
Yes, I would.
My real question about that is not even terrain related, but path related, because most mountain bike paths are made for two wheels that are vertically or not necessarily vertically, but linearly positioned.
Linearly opposed, as opposed to
So it's. I feel like it's probably not going to work. I have.
What if your wheelchair had a single wheel in the center?
Oh, like a trike.
No, I'm thinking more like a unicycle.
And a rudder.
I have seen extreme downhill unicycling. That shit is pretty fucking insane.
So what is the difference between a wheelchair and a bicycle at this point?
There is none. It's just it's the social construction of reality and disability.
A chain.
Is there not a chain on a wheelchair?
No.
Only if you're playing Road Rage Wheelchair Edition.
But how will the wheel roll without a chain?
Ball
because it's not rolling the rear wheel, right?
There is no rear wheel. It's just fucking two
it's a
side wheels.
single axle
But let's
device.
ask ourselves, why are there no rear wheels on wheelchairs? Wouldn't they be better if they had 4 wheels?
Some of them do for
Yeah,
guidance.
some have what is it? Wheelie wheels, like the
Like,
wheelie bars on fucking drag cars.
Like casters,
Yes.
Like grown-up casters.
I remember I was in a wheelchair when
I mean, you're in a wheelchair right now. Does your computer chair not have wheels?
It does, and my dog is just. Oh, God damn it, Rogue! Really? Thank you for that. Always the
You're
dog.
welcome.
I love you. No, she was deciding to move the camera cable. There's something irresistible under my desk, apparently. Or she just likes to fuck with me, because earlier today she ripped the entire laptop off the desk. I didn't even react. I just went like, "Oh, good job." I was like, just.
I hate to break it to you, sir, but that is a reaction.
I mean, but it was so nonchalant. I was laying down and I saw her do it, and I was like, "Oh, well, good job." Just like, "Oh, you're a 13-year-old shelter mutt. You can do what you want."
At least you achieved something today. You confirmed the existence of gravity. Congratulations. But
the world didn't suck. We'd all fall off.
You were saying at some point you were in a wheelchair.
Yeah, when I tore my calf, I was in a wheelchair at the what they call an urgent care here in Canada, in Calgary, which is kind of like an emergency room or a casualty, but like
it's an emergency room that closes at 8 p.m.
No, this one's 20.
It's an emergency room for people who don't understand RICE. Rest, ice, compression, elevate.
Well, to be fair, when you tear a calf and you hear a pop loud like a gunshot, it's recommended by doctors that you do go to the hospital to make sure you haven't burst your Achilles tendon, which is often a comorbid injury associated with a torn calf. But yeah, I was in a wheelchair, and like I couldn't. It was winter, so I had a bunch of heavy shit, and I had a bag, and I couldn't like roll the fucking wheelchair. So I had to like push the wheelchair forward with my good leg. And like there were a bunch of cunts, like security guards and all kinds of other fucking people around. And no one even offered to push my fucking wheelchair. And I was
They're probably laughing because the brake was on or something.
It wasn't, because the first time I was ever in a wheelchair, the brake was on, and I felt very dumb. But to be fair, I had a fever like 106. So I don't know what that is in proper degree.
I don't think I've ever been in a wheelchair, but I'd really like to be on one of those carts that they use to wheel around convicts when they're transporting them, and you're like strapped to the cart. You know, like a moving cart they use to move like a washing machine or a wardrobe or something. We call them. What do we call them here? Like 2-wheel jacks.
Yeah, but are you talking about the carts they use to transport them to death row?
No.
He's talking about when Hannibal Lecter was wheeled out on the dolly, on the furniture.
Well, that's dolly. The same dolly they used to bring.
Guys call them dollies?
Yes.
Yeah.
We just call them we call them a hand truck here in Australia.
We call them a hand cart or a dolly. In French, and this is really weird, they call them un diable, which is literally the word for devil. The
One
devil.
of these things.
Yeah, kind of.
Hand truck also is correct here in the States as well.
Yeah. But, like, I own 2 hand trucks, and I don't know why. Because you only really...
Any.
Sorry?
I don't own any.
How have you managed to get to your age without owning a hand truck?
I have never owned a hand truck.
I'm a strong, independent man who don't need no hand truck.
Haven't you guys ever moved?
Yeah.
I've moved thousands of times, and you know what? You can rent a hand truck when you need one.
But
that's
over
typically
time,
comes in the removalist truck at no cost.
Exactly.
Well, when you're poor, you don't always use the remover. You remove things yourself.
I will never forget the day that I bought our dryer. Now, our dryer is a condenser dryer, so it's fairly light. probably like 30 kilos or something like that. I don't
Yeah.
know what that is in pounds for any of our American viewers.
Like
Learn
70,
metric.
probably?
It'll save your life.
Yeah, metric is pretty good, except for kilos. Kilos are suboptimal.
Well, I mean, technically, aren't kilos part of all of metric?
Yes.
Yeah, it's just kilos are the one thing I don't really get. Even though I learned the metric system and I use the metric system daily.
Anyway,
yes.
Bought a dryer. They brought it out on a hand truck. So here you go. You may now take this to your vehicle now that you have purchased this thing. So I just picked it up off the hand truck and like literally put it up on my shoulder and walked out of the store holding it on my shoulder to the looks of just confusement and bewilderment from all the people in the store.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I like, you know, we are large men, all of us. I go to the store, I buy something quite heavy,
like the way in which a regular man would carry a case of beer on his shoulder.
Yeah, you got to fucking try. you know what I carried out of the store like that once?
A fridge?
My hand truck. I wasn't gonna fucking roll it, man. I didn't want to, bring it home used. I wanted it brand new when it got home.
It's just, it depreciates the moment you get it off the lot. This hand truck's got no miles on it.
Is true whether carried or rolled.
I wonder if my hand truck is in here or if it's in the garage. I still have a bunch of moving boxes behind me. My Magic the Gathering.
In one of those moving boxes.
Yes. Although some of these
you couldn't think to move it, to use it to move other objects. You're like, I have to pack this away. I'm not going to need it during the moving progress.
No. One of the things when I was settling the moving claim with the insurance company is like the fucking movers are supposed to reassemble the shit they disassemble for transport. And I couldn't be fucked to reassemble the dog stroller or the snowblower. So I just pretended I couldn't do it, even though I could have done it in like 15 minutes. So they sent people to do it. And it was so embarrassing to just stand there while these tough blue-collar men assembled my shit by basically just screwing 2 bolts in. It was kind of like, I wonder if they knew or if they thought I was like, well,
you're bad and you should feel bad.
I mean, would mechanics not feel the same way, like at those places where it's like oil change and tire change and all that sort of thing? They'd be like, really? I unscrew a cap from the underside of the engine bay. I put a pan there. I collect whatever drips out. I put a new O-ring on. I re-screw the thing in. I fill the thing. I close it. Done. How do you think they feel like 20 to 30 times a day when they're like, oh, I just need an oil change. Please change my oil. I can't do it.
Go. If you proposed doing those steps to Meredith, she would be so fucking terrified. She would like have me do it. Then she'd start yelling the entire time, saying that I was screwing shit up, even though she couldn't see it.
I hope you'd be screwing things up, because if you don't screw in the bottom oil pan plug, you're fucked.
You're pretty fucked.
Yeah, you will run into problems very quickly.
Do you guys both change your own oil in your car?
I typically do, but I don't have a car right now, so I mean,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, I do not have the facility to dispose of the used oil appropriately.
Who the fuck does?
You are really meant to. You are really meant to.
Yes, here we bring it to the recycling facility.
I also don't own a jack, other than the jack used to change a tire that is in the back of my vehicle, and that is not adequate to do an oil change unless you wish to die.
Aren't you skinny enough to fit under there? You'd think.
Yeah. I'm also would be dead enough.
A Ford Focus.
It's very low to the ground.
We have a Civic. I can't even I can barely get my arm under it.
Yeah. A Civic and a Focus is about the same ride height. about this far off the ground.
So if you think of like the lifetime of owning cars, and I say this as a non-driver, mind you, would it make sense in terms of amortization to buy a jack for your garage or not?
It would.
There are a number of other factors that go into that, though. Like,
because technically,
are
it's
you
not just
mechanically
about
inclined enough to be able to, do things without, shitting your pants?
Yeah, and technically, you don't need a jack if you've got a sloped piece of ground.
That's
you can
true.
do most maintenance tasks with a handbrake and a sloped piece of ground, but that's not safe.
Define safe.
Look, people with clipboards would not be happy. They'd be frowning. And
all I know is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, if you're parked on a hill with the handbrake engaged, you're supposed to turn your wheels towards the curb, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but nobody does.
I do.
Not here in Australia.
No, you don't.
Nobody does that.
You don't even fucking drive.
Well, I mean, I don't drive, but I drive.
You also put the gear in a manual in the opposing position of the slope of the land.
Who drives a manual, though?
I do.
People who know how to fucking drive?
Yeah. Truck drivers.
Not you?
Truck drivers. Sports car
fair,
drivers.
I've spent dozens of hours driving in Euro Truck Simulator, driving across Europe, and I haven't been in a single accident.
That's what happens when you Alt F4 just before you're about to crash into a cavalcade of pedestrians. It's like save scumming, but in the worst possible way.
This makes me feel like I should do streams where I just play the truck simulator game and drive.
I really want to do like multiplayer sim racing streams.
Where
I just fucking decimate you.
Well, you have. Can you show the good people your setup, or? I
can.
It's pretty epic.
Here is a look. This is the most important part. First gear, second gear,
the butt plug,
third gear,
the butt plug. Yes,
ladies and gentlemen, the butt plug.
I mean, look at it. What else could that design be for?
Use your imagination.
There you go. I mean, it's meant to be placed in orifices of various types.
I mean, I feel as though I could multitask and be driving around a track while we're having this discussion.
Yeah, obviously. I'm looking through my Steam right now to see what racing games I have, because I have so many games. Elite Dangerous, I believe, is
not a racing game.
Well, it's racing in outer space. Okay, I have F1 2018, F1 2020, FIA European Truck Racing Championship.
The only racing games that you need to care about are Assetto Corsa.
Never heard of it.
It's the best sim racing game.
I think I'm going to have to disagree with you, because the best sim racing game is Dirt.
No.
And Dirt Rally. Dirt Rally is so fucking good.
I have Dirt Rally, I think.
2.0?
I do have Dirt Rally 2.0.
I have Dirt Rally 2.0. Rick,
it's
do you have Dirt
installed.
Rally?
Fuck no, I have a potato.
You might be able to play it on a potato. No, probably not.
No.
Pretty.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like installing it, Dirt Rally 2.0. It's only 30. No, it's 100.
No, it's 109 gigabytes.
But Dirt 4 is only 35.93.
I don't have Dirt 4.
But I also have Microsoft Flight Simulator. We could race in Microsoft Flight Simulator.
I'll tell you what, you can find an F1 track and fly around it in your plane in Flight Simulator, and I'll drive the F1 car around the same track.
Okay, let's fucking do it. And Rick, what will you be doing during this multi-game sequence?
Ignoring it.
Why?
Because I don't give a fuck about simulators.
Oh, I also have NASCAR Heat 4 and NASCAR Heat 5 and Need for Speed Heat.
I have NASCAR Heat 5. I've never played it.
Well, congratulations. With the Need for Speed, you got to one game that actually matters.
Oh, is it good?
Well, I don't know about that particular iteration, but I am a fan of the series.
Oh.
But Need for Speed is not a sim. It is a game. It is driving really fast and running from the cops.
Oh, there are cops in it. That's fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. It's.
There's also cops in every racing game. They're just flags from the marshals.
Yeah, I know. I think you're like, oh, that fucking cunt gave me a flag.
It's like, why am I getting a red flag for? Who fucking binned it into the wall?
It's like, what did I
It's
do?
spoiling my fun.
I'm just trying to have some fun here, dude.
What do you mean I have to go back into the pits?
Now, rubbing is racing. I will stand by that one. You know, I believe in contact racing.
God damn, I have like 400 games in my Steam library, most of them from Humble Bundle. That's way too many. But I just installed Euro Truck Simulator 2 and Dirt and the Flight Simulator.
I thought you were going to say Euro Trash Simulator.
Oh, I mean,
if you drive a garbage truck.
When I go to Europe, I actually like try to be as Euro trash as possible. When we were going to Croatia and Slovenia and Bosnia, Herzegovina, and Montenegro, I shaved my hair. Like, I basically shaved all the sides completely off. I basically did like a mohawk, and then with the big beard. And the entire time I was there, I wore an Adidas like black tracksuit, and I squatted a lot. Like a Slav.
That's not Euro trash. That's just,
well, kind of.
No, Euro trash would be like wearing a button-up shirt but only doing up 2 buttons.
Wait.
And having your hair slicked back.
Like this?
Yeah, slicked back with the oil that was inappropriately disposed of from the local garage. And yeah, as Rick said, you'd have a total of 2 buttons done up on your shirt. The top one and the bottom one.
Oh, that's Euro trash. Do you guys see how close I am to getting a ponytail?
No, we can only see the trash on your floor.
Camera off.
Why am I having these types of technical difficulties?
What? Now your camera's fucking upside down.
How's that possible? How does the camera turn upside down?
Geometry.
Operator error.
No, this camera is like a fancy camera.
Meanwhile, it's complete chaos. I've got my cat here.
So wait, if I hold the camera like this, should I finish the stream upside down?
No, that's for me because I'm from Australia.
Well, relative to you, I mean, I'm upside down, no?
Yes.
Oh, wow. Oh, the cat.
I'm still upside down, no matter what I do. What if I... Oh,
there you go.
Now you're right way up.
But I didn't do anything. I just went to settings and I didn't click on anything. But what I was trying to show you, gentlemen, is this. I'm almost at ponytail land like you guys. Like my idols.
Not quite.
I could more man bun land, sir.
Yeah.
What differentiates? Holy fuck! Well, Rick,
Rick will win this. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, how long is your hair, Rick?
Not long enough.
Have you cut it at all since you got out of the service?
Yeah. And look, this is what you need, Kevin.
I don't have one of those. And Meredith said, "What the fuck are you talking about? Who's telling you these things?" When I said that.
It's because she doesn't want you to be perceived as a threat.
Ah, yes. No,
it's in her vested interest to keep you as unkempt as possible in order to keep you.
I mean, She doesn't really need to do anything to keep me unkempt. I mean, look at this fucking thing.
I mean, coming from someone with my appearance, that statement is
My finger is caught in my beard.
Oh yeah, I get knots in my beard as well.
It's pain. Oh, that hurt.
Yeah.
I mean, normally
that's why again, comb.
Beard. Oh, don't you have a beard comb?
No, you just use a fucking hair comb and it's fine.
But I got a beard comb in Iceland made out of.
I stole this one from my wife. Look, it even has an alluring picture of a queen on there.
I would have stolen that too. I mean, to be quite fair. Rick, where's your brush?
In the bathroom.
Where it belongs.
Yeah.
Wait, why does it belong in the bathroom? Wouldn't it make more sense?
Meanwhile, this is now a beard combing podcast.
Yeah. I'm gonna comb.
We started on wheelchairs, and now we're talking about beard combing.
I probably have a fork here. I mean, see, it's sort of clean. I probably ate
until you end up poking yourself in the throat.
Ow! God damn it!
This is good. This is torture.
This is high.
This is where we need to segue to our not sponsored by Manscaped.
Oh, no, we are definitely not sponsored by Manscaped.
But this is the reason why we need to be.
Maybe they'll sponsor us after this. Ow.
We just need them to pop into a fourth window and tell us how to take our personal grooming to the next level.
Let's see if I Google how to get sponsored by Manscaped, what it'll tell us.
It's probably just a fucking button that just lets you make an affiliate link and then, hey presto, you're a sponsor.
Right.
How to get sponsored by Manscaped. All right.
One,
Manscaped,
be a man, because I've never seen a woman be sponsored by Manscaped.
Don't you think a pubic hair trimmer would be more popular with women than with men, though? Like, genuinely?
I don't know. I don't see any reason for it.
Manscaped, whose tagline is "We take care of your balls."
So tell us more about how to get sponsored by Manscaped, because this is now a stream about how to get sponsored by Manscaped in 2023.
Okay.
SEO words, keywords.
The Canadian special is free boxers and toiletry bag and free shipping with the purchase of the Performance Package 4.0 or the Platinum Package.
I'm gonna see what my Google says when I search it. How to get sponsored.
Luxury full body grooming kit.
Actually, how to get sponsored. My autocomplete. The first result is Nike, then Red Bull, then Monster,
these people are
then Gymshark, and then Raid Shadow Legends.
I'm surprised Raid is not first. Oh wait, that's because people don't need to search for Raid. They're already getting bombarded by Raid asking them, will you take our sponsorship?
Manscaped reached out to us, blah blah blah. So we need to make 10 sales in a month to get a paid partnership. Apparently
sounds very much like a pyramid scheme to me.
Very much. Manscaped. Okay, hi there. While we do sponsor many podcasts, we actually do not have an affiliate program. Our podcasts don't get commissions based on code. If you have further questions, feel free to shoot us a DM. This is not very helpful. Basically, what it's saying is that you have to find the web page for sponsorship. Or is it Manscaped Partnership? Manscaped glides into new partnership with AUDL. I want us to be sponsored by Manscaped, though.
Sponsored?
I really don't.
Well, why not? A man's distinctive grooming needs. But you guys do know I own the Manscaped product line, right?
Not by your appearance.
Ooh, faced.
My friends in Montreal had a soccer podcast, and they had the Manscaped thing. And to support them, I bought a Manscaped package for my package, and I used the nose trimmer. It was an okay nose trimmer. I did use the crop preserver, which is the ball deodorant, I believe. I don't think I used anything else in the package. So I only used the very low value items. It was kind of depressing. But hey,
did you then proceed to put the remainder up on Craigslist?
I wish. But there is a list here of the 11 best affiliate programs for podcasters in 2023. Amazon Associates, Fiverr, ExpressVPN, Redbubble. Oh, here it is. Manscaped. Skillshare, BarkBox, Nootropics Depot, Legacy Food Storage, Midroll, and Buzzsprout Podcast Hosting. We could be sponsored by ExpressVPN.
I've never purchased a sponsored product.
I've used the free trials, but never.
I've never even done that. I feel like I'm sort of immune to any sponsorship placement.
Oh shit! I just think I found it. The Manscaped, the Connect. Oh, you have to get into contact with them to be sponsored.
Well,
so it's not just a form. You have to actually speak to a human.
No, that's the difference between the sponsorships and the affiliate marketing, and that's why they said they don't do affiliate marketing.
Yeah. No, but at the same time, I did have a code when I bought it.
Can you change your title there from bearded man to affiliate marketer?
Why the fuck not?
But as per our conversation that happened off air the other day, it needs to be the left leg of affiliate marketing.
I don't know if I can do it live during the stream or if I have to leave the stream to do it.
You don't want to leave the stream. You'll miss out on too much content.
I know, like high quality content. But we could be sponsored by BarkBox, which is a luxury subscription box service for dog toys and treats. I'm sorry to say that cats are apparently excluded.
That's fine. Cats would just sit inside of the box, ignoring the contents of the box.
Oh,
I mean, true.
Look, see, it worked. I'm an affiliate marketer now.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
You're still an asshole.
Yeah, I'm fucking right I am. He's an asshole, what an asshole, what an asshole. God, that was a good song when I was like...
That was my number one, like when I was, especially when I was in the Marines and in Jacksonville, North Carolina, and doing karaoke like 12 nights a week. That was my number
12
one
nights a week.
song.
Why
so
was that
we've
your
now
number one
learned
karaoke
that
song?
the American military has access to a time machine, and what do they use it for? Doing karaoke
You're goddamn right.
multiple times.
We could also be sponsored by Nootropics Depot. In a world where people... Sorry.
No. I'm just thinking about the remark about karaoke 12 times a week. When you walk into a karaoke bar, it does kind of feel like you're stepping into a different dimension of time. So
yes.
What if karaoke bars were time machines?
But they are.
No. Not time machines in the context of you go there and are transported to another dimension. Just that all the time travelers get dumped inside the karaoke bar and cannot escape.
And those would be the spawn points?
Yeah, and that's why the US military didn't have more success in Vietnam and Afghanistan, because of the dearth of karaoke bars there.
Dude, were there ever karaoke bars in theater, Rick?
I don't know. Like, we didn't really hang out like in cities.
Didn't you ever get like R&R in the Green Zone or anything like that?
No.
Oh.
And I'm pretty sure that none of the transport trucks had like a mobile karaoke bar on.
Imagine. That would be a imagine if there was a karaoke truck that drove around to the different like like the places behind the fighting, and like you could sing karaoke between having to do awful things.
You know what? Now I actually want to like get like a food truck, only like just have it set up as a fucking bar with a shit ton of speakers and fucking and
mobile karaoke,
mobile karaoke service for like your birthday parties and shit like that.
That sounds
like,
pretty dope.
Fucking great.
I can kind of dig that.
And instead of having like a little like Chase Lounge like most karaoke bars have in there, you've just got 3 wheelchairs that can be unshackled from the floor.
Did you just say chaise lounge?
Yeah.
You mean chaise longue?
No, I'm not. I don't speak French.
Lounge chair.
We are not the frogs.
Yeah.
We try to pronounce the words properly. No.
Now he's Eurotrash.
Yeah. I mean,
for real.
I could put a button down on. There's some in the dryer over there, but I'd have to take this shirt off on stream.
Yeah, let's.
You don't need to do that. You can place clothing on top of another piece of clothing. It's called layering.
Or I could just
fashionable people do that. Well, look, you can't tell because my beard's too long, but I've got a V-neck on, so
you've got very paltry chest hair, sir.
It's just pale skin and
like look at this. This is real chest hair.
Yeah, no, I don't even have any hair on my back.
What?
Yeah,
I have hardly any hair on my back as well.
I've only got a massive Yakuza tattoo on my back from my time in the Triad.
Because you're Pepe the Frog, right? From the board Pepe Wax Club.
No, but I do still want to get that tattoo. I still want to get that tattoo.
You do?
Except it's just going to be the text, massive Yakuza tattoo in impossibly small text. So that for comedic effect in moments like this, I could turn around, take my shirt off, and you'd see in very small text, massive Yakuza tattoo.
So in my case, I have a massive cock. I will right below my pelvic bone. I will get a massive cock tattooed, right? But
then, once the tattoo artist is completely pissed off about, not getting enough money for a massive back tattoo, I'll say, all right, mate, we'll just go get a full sleeve now and then have full sleeve. Again, in impossibly small text on the wrist.
But my huge cock tattoo would be redundant, so people would think they had double vision. Yeah, that didn't land.
Isn't there a code of ethics for tattooers that they can't tattoo things that are not true?
No.
Is there a code of ethics for tattoo artists?
Well, I know there is around, particular symbology.
This is the Tattooist Code of Ethics. I will follow my local, state, and federal health regulations. I will not tattoo anyone under the influence of alcohol or drugs. I will not conduct myself in a manner that will affect negatively on my profession. All tools and material used will be of professional quality.
Wait, the first result here is is there tattoo etiquette? Sit still. I feel like that's pretty freaking obvious. But then another one, if you have trouble with pain, consider a numbing cream in advance of getting tattooed. Pain is the way of your body telling you that something is not right. So if they're tattooing you, yes, there's going to be pain. But there's going to be an expected level of pain. But if there's an abnormal level of pain, you should probably be able to feel that. Because, I don't know, if they hit your tendon or something.
There's a right here in Calgary, there's a Calgary Tattoo and Arts Festival, which is basically just a bunch of tattoo chairs with tattooists right next to each other. And they have a fucking 12-page code of ethics, code of conduct.
There's a tattoo parlor across from an arcade in the local shopping mall where I live.
In the arcade?
Yeah, no. There's the shopping mall.
Mm-hmm.
And then on the right, there's an arcade where children play. The pinballs and throw the ball in the thing and all that sort of stuff.
Mhm.
Then there's an iced tea place, like a what
Bubble
do they
tea?
call it? Bubble tea. That's the one. There's a
Boba.
bubble tea place. Then there's a tattoo parlor. Then there's a mobile phone repair shop or something.
Well, of course there is.
But
Then there's an
and a
Indian
McDonald's
restaurant,
across from there. Then an Indian restaurant literally next to the McDonald's. Not even
Yeah.
joking.
Then
And
there's
then there's
probably
like a Mexican restaurant and whatnot. So there's a tattoo parlor essentially in the middle of this food court, across from an arcade where children play.
Is there also a shitty bar where like divorcees and middle-aged men go?
That's the TGI Friday. That's just outside, maybe a 10-meter walk.
TGI Fridays definitely qualifies.
You have those in Australia? We don't. I don't even think we have them in Canada.
Yeah, we do, and it's ludicrously overpriced.
Is that because Australians like secretly have an American fetish?
No. You'd go there and say, "Yeah, I'd like a bowl of mac and cheese, please," and you'd get a bowl that would be the equivalent of what you or I would pour out to be a cereal bowl.
Okay. Yeah.
And you pay $43 for shitty mac and cheese.
Jesus fucking shitballs.
Whereas if I was paying $40, I'd expect a fucking casserole dish full of mac and cheese.
I've honest to God had like not $40, well maybe, but the equivalent of like $40 Australian mac and cheese, and it was like fucking had like multiple fancy cheeses and like pancetta and all kinds.
Oh,
of
you need the truffle oil in it to make it
not
really
truffle
nice.
oil. You need real truffles, bro.
No, truffle oil. You want that infusion.
You realize truffle oil is made from like chemicals, right? Like,
yeah, I don't. Not in Australia.
Truffle
it is.
Oil is real
It's
truffle
like,
oil.
yeah.
The ones that, truffle oil that bankrupts you is made from truffles.
Yes. Yeah.
But like,
it's kind of like, Americans being like, oh no, vanilla essence is made from beaver taint or whatever. No, vanilla essence is made of real vanilla sticks where I come from.
Except for you do have the like two types in the shopping mall: the cheap type, which is artificial vanilla extract, and then the expensive one, which is vanilla extract.
No,
really?
No,
Rick, you have that, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I have imitation vanilla extract and then real vanilla extract. And, well, one little bottle of the imitation vanilla extract is, reasonable. One bottle of the regular vanilla extract is like
$12.
Yeah, no, I think they're more than that.
At some point, they were $12.
Yeah.
Speaking of $12, I was quite pleased and confused simultaneously because, as you know, I had my wisdom teeth removed, and I
you survived. Which we weren't sure about.
Which was completely unlikely and unexpected.
Very much so.
And I've been rinsing with salt water and with Curacept, which is a medicinal compound for rinsing the shit out of your mouth with. And I went through the first bottle, and the dentist said, hey, use it for 2 weeks. And it's not yet been 2 weeks. So I bought a new bottle of it yesterday. And when I went to the chemist or the pharmacy,
the druggist,
the place where you buy things, and I saw it on the shelf, and I saw a price tag of $13. I thought, holy crap, that's cheap. But I just think inflation hasn't gotten to it yet.
I'm looking up Curacept chlorhexidine toothpaste, and it's $14.65 AUD a tube. Which the mouth rinse is here. Fucking hell, it's $18.50, dude.
I guess I just got a good deal at the time I walked in.
You paid less than they charge on their official website. Was it the 200 mil?
Yes.
Yeah, it's $18.50 on their own website.
Nice. Because, meanwhile, I don't know, you buy a fucking thing of orange juice and it's like, that'll be $7. And I'm pretty sure that, it's probably a very simple compound and a much simpler supply chain than orange juice.
Well, it's 0.05% chlorhexidine. I'm pretty sure we could find chlorhexidine and just pour it into water. And it was
I don't know what it's composed of, but
well, let's see.
sure.
We have the internet.
I'll go
for a
get
reason.
some. I'll go get some dandelion seed and
Okay.
extract the 0.007% of the stem that contains that compound, and
How
then
to
put it through
make
a complex distilling process.
how to make chlorhexidine. Here we go. So I literally have the patent in front of me, and the patent is from 2012, so it's still valid. But it's a Chinese patent, so fuck it. It's not like they can do anything about it.
Is that what the C in chlorhexidine stands for?
Okay. Oh fucking hell! It's written entirely in Chinese, except for...
Time to learn Mandarin and/or Cantonese.
Okay, what is H2CO?
Hydrogen.
Carbonic acid. Okay, so we need some carbonic acid, and we need some NH.
Okay. How to make
Carbonic acid. Okay, carbonic acid.
So
and
it's
we need
water plus carbon dioxide.
perfect. You can make
So
that with
you
your
need a soda stream.
Yeah.
That is who we should get sponsored by. Because I fucking love my soda stream.
I would not be able to be sponsored by SodaStream, but if I told you why, we'd probably get canceled right now.
Don't do it.
I won't.
Anyway, so we need a soda stream. What was the other ingredient?
The next ingredient is nihonium, which is a synthetic chemical element with the atomic number 113. It is extremely radioactive. Its most stable known isotope, nihonium-286, has a half-life of 10 seconds.
Something tells me that for $13, I got a fucking bargain.
How to get nihonium, and now I'm probably going on a list. Okay, so to produce nihonium, now called moscovium, we need to make americium. No, we need to bombard atoms of americium with ions of calcium in a cyclotron to produce it.
Okay. One moment. Cyclotron
Cost.
builders in my area.
So
do it yourself, cyclotron.
Don't worry about it. A medical grade cyclotron costs about $1.65 million. So I think that maybe in 3 to 4
So what you're saying is that we should really be sponsored by a medical grade cyclotron company.
100%.
I'm sure that there's an enormous market amongst our podcast viewers for that product.
Right now, there are only 24 medical cyclotrons in 12 cities across Canada.
We must change this. There must be a cyclotron in everyone's garden.
Oh my god! And people, if we put a cyclotron in everyone's home, they could take products from their garden, especially people like Rick with extensive gardens, and they could experiment and then test their products on themselves.
They could smash a celery atom into a salt atom and make celery salt.
There would probably be so many medical discoveries that would come from this. Ooh, but there is in Symmetry magazine, which is a magazine about particle physics. There's a
really? I thought it was a magazine about symmetry and geometry.
Apparently not. But there is a guide to making your own cyclotron.
Could you make a cyclotron from a discarded wheelchair? Because it's got a round wheel. You could spin it very quickly.
In fact,
should you place the wheelchair on its side, it would effectively have 2 chambers. Thus doubling the capacity of your tiny cyclotron.
But you're missing 2 ingredients that I think should be reasonably easy to procure. One is a North Pole magnet, and the other is a South Pole magnet.
I got a fridge. So you put a fridge and a wheelchair on their side in your garden.
And that creates the vacuum chamber.
You get a shop vac.
Yes. because I mean we can actually pull this up on screen here. I think. Let's see. Because I mean, I think this is completely doable.
I think for the $13, I'll just buy it from the store. Thanks.
Right?
Do you really want to do that though? Because it seems like building a cyclotron could be really fun.
I'm not discounting the fact that it could be really fun.
Because if we look at the do-it-yourself cyclotron, which should now be on stream, I believe. Yes, it is.
I'm on the same website.
So all we need is a North Pole magnet, a South Pole magnet, a beam exit, a beam path, a power source, a vacuum chamber, an ion source, and a D-shaped cavity. Now, the D-shaped cavity could be taken care of by the wheelchair, and the rest, well, we just have to source it. What did it look like once it was completed? Oh, it looks something like this. They didn't say we needed
that's a multimeter, or not a multimeter. That's not a. It's one of those more advanced multimeters. What oscilloscope?
Yeah. We could calculate gap profile derivations. And
yeah.
You know, there's an amateur cyclotron conference. I think we should get in touch with these cyclotrons.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe we could get in touch with these people and have one of them on for an interview.
I like that name, that heading there. Particles in the Basement sounds like a great name for a band.
Oh, it really does. I mean, imagine the t-shirts. Is there a basement cyclotron here? Holy shit, this guy has
with toys in the attic.
Yo, this cyclotron looks vintage. Like it looks like a record press. This guy on the left here from Maryland. The Neutrino Painter. Well, I digress, but I think I've discovered a new passion for
amateur cyclotron construction.
Yeah, kind of. I mean, like I never figured this would go to this place, but there's something fascinating about the cyclotron and the production of nihonium.
Why don't you begin with a simpler device like a cyclotron?
Yes.
What about a Tron?
Then you can put your bodily fluids in it and separate the hubris from the primal bodily functions.
I think it's your cat's feeding time.
Oh, it is. She's becoming increasingly urgent in her request.
Or is that in 9 minutes? I can't remember.
No, it was 21 minutes ago, but she's behaved well.
Oh, and look, we just saw her butthole.
Yeah. It's a sign of trust.
I know. My dog is laying right there. I can see her butthole as well, to be fair. So
the fact that you're looking, though.
Yeah, you want to hear
she
something?
She looks so menacing in the background of my stream there.
Kind of, yeah. When Rogue is going up the stairs, I try to help her because she's old. So I put my hand like on her buttocks, but like make sure that with these two fingers, but make sure these are lowered so I don't accidentally touch her butthole. So I'm helping her up the stairs, and she very much enjoys being helped up the stairs. Sometimes she looks back at me and she goes like, which makes me think she's like pleased that this is happening.
I think that you should be spending less time in your basement.
What else would I do?
Build a cyclotron?
I'd kind of like to do that. I mean, I could spend
build a Tron cycle.
I can't mint NFTs or trade stock upstairs.
But you could discover the gap profile derivation.
Yeah, I
of
could.
Your motivation.
But the screen on my laptop is broken, and Meredith won't let me use her laptop. So could I really?
Do you not have a TV upstairs that you could plug the laptop into?
She's always fucking watching Outlander or some fucking show during the day where people buy houses in the English countryside. And I asked her if she wanted to move to the English countryside, and she said no, but she keeps watching this fucking show every day. And like the whole premise of the show is these rich British people go visit these estates and buy one, and they have to guess the price. It's like, what in the fuck is this shit?
You should do the same thing as a show, except for NFTs.
This one is worth 7 cents.
People always say, you can't get much for $1 these days. Well, I'd like to introduce you to the wonderful world of NFTs.
Have you heard of Farmer's World? Hello. You could
have your own place in the English countryside, except it would be the English metaverse countryside.
The funny thing about Farmer's World is that there's a project.
They don't have a particle accelerator?
No, not that, mate. There's a project called Scammers World, and the floor on Farmers World coins, because they haven't taken away their whitelist yet. Their the price on the floor on their coins was previously it was previously 0.0000 like 80.1, and now because of the scammer coin project, the floor is up to 0.01. So that means it's worth 0.7 cents. But basically, they've raised the floor on the shit coin by burning them in exchange for other shit NFTs. So I'm really confused.
But you can still get it all for $1.
You could get for $1.
At least three.
No, you could get 0.00007. For $1, you could get 14,285 of these NFTs. So that sounds like a good deal.
Or you could buy 1/125,000th of a cyclotron.
Yes. Which I would totally do. I mean, maybe we could crowdfund a cyclotron. What do you think?
I don't know. I'm just amused that one of the photographs on that cyclotron site is that it's done at the Payne Center for Science.
I mean, science has to be painful. Otherwise,
science is pain. Otherwise, you don't learn anything.
But I mean, there's good science and there's bad science, right? Like
it actually reminds me of the introduction to a book that I may or may not have read at some point in the past. And I've got a photograph of said book and the pages, and I need to find it.
Is it called Kashiel's Dart?
No, this is an academic book.
Academic books? I have some of those behind me.
But to make a statement about this book, it reminds me of a tweet where I believe it was like Kim or someone of the Kardashian ilk saying, please recommend books that made you cry. And someone recommended data structures and algorithms in Java.
This joke is especially funny to me given that I'm coding my first ever game in fucking Java. Or as we say in the business, JS, right? If you want to be one of the cool kids like not me, I guess. Rick, you tested my game yesterday, and you made some requests. Can you tell us about them?
Yeah, make it work. Because without trying, I managed to break it in the first minute.
See, Rick breaks rules. I you can buy the buildings in the game without the money, but I never tried to buy them.
Here we go. I found it. So it is thermodynamics and statistical mechanics.
That sounds fun.
Introduction: Thermodynamics and statistical mechanics of the perfect gas. Ludwig Boltzmann, who spent much of his life studying statistical mechanics, died in 1906 by his own hand.
Oof.
Paul Ironfest, carrying on the work, died in a similar vein in 1933. Now it is our turn to study statistical mechanics. Perhaps it will be wise to approach this subject cautiously. We will begin by considering the simplest, meaningful example. And then it goes on to tackle the subject matter. But
I'm going to read
that is a great first page of a fucking textbook.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to chapter 1, equilibrium and state quantities, and read the first paragraph of the introduction to see why these people killed themselves. The theoretical description of systems consisting of very many particles in the center of interest in this volume of the series of lessons in theoretical physics. Such many particle systems can be found everywhere in nature. On the one hand, e.g., the atoms and molecules in gases, fluids, solids, or plasmas, open parentheses, with most of which one has daily experience, close parentheses, or on the other hand, the quantum gas of electrons in semiconductors or metals. I would have to spend time unpacking that paragraph. So I cannot imagine the pain that was caused.
I can't do this for effect because my beard blocks it. The whole time you were reading. I'm like, how can I fashion this into a noose?
The macroscopic quantities which describe a system are called state quantities. Besides the energy, E, the volume, V, the particle number, N, the entropy, S, the temperature... Fuck this. God damn it. I know why
my microphone is now green.
Oh, wow. Is that a resistance band?
It is a resistance band.
How many pounds is it?
Look, I'd say it weighs a few grams.
Do you know how many kilos of resistance it generates?
I'd say not very many, considering I can do this with not a whole great deal of effort.
But aren't you very strong?
I don't know.
My
it's
God,
relative. Let's see how long I can keep my arms like this.
We'll probably be here all night if that's the case.
Or the band will snap.
Rick, didn't you purchase a new book very recently?
I did.
Why don't you show your book off? Because your book's pretty damn cool.
I mean, it's not that special or anything like that. It's just Pathfinder 2nd Edition core rulebook.
But it's a very nicely bound book, and from what I understand, it is a better... Goddamn fucking camera. It's a better version of D&D, right?
It's an open source version.
Wait, is it really?
Sort of.
I mean, D&D is also kind of, they got the OGL and whatnot, so it's but it's basically an update to 5th Ed, which I have not actually had the chance to fully peruse through yet, but out of all of the previous iterations of tabletop gaming, I'm a big fan of the original Pathfinder, so I'm kind of excited to dive into 2E. And
oh my God, we had engagement from the chat about the cyclotron. I'm so sorry I missed it. I mean, if you buy your own cyclotron, you can start crafting your own chlorohexadrene and selling it at a discount price to steal the market and make money eventually. That's a very good point.
Yeah, but look, I only needed the $13, not the $125,000 startup capital. It does say if I bought the material of buying. Here I am thinking I was so funny and clever. Nobody was reading it. Look,
that's how it tends to go.
There's a key denominator amongst these podcasts hosts. None of us can actually read.
No, we can't read. Basically, we have tiny dwarven assistants who are whispering to us below the cameras, and that's how we just repeat what they say.
Yeah, it's like a teleprompter, but we just lip read. We can't
Yeah.
actually read. We can lip read.
This is literally just a simulation. Like, we are AI models.
But we're trained by real corporeal dwarves.
Yes. And Rick, can you tell us a bit about the lore of dwarves? Because I'm not up to date on canon.
They're hidden inside of teleprompters.
Yes, that is true. That is canon. But like, I'm underground right now, so they would be here, right, Rick?
They'd be comfortable.
You're not deep enough underground now.
How deep do I need
they'd be uncomfortable.
Could they survive at this? I'll tell you where I am relative
at
to
this depth.
Yeah, Calgary.
A basement does not constitute sufficient depth.
Let's see. I
would say that the London subway tube system would not constitute sufficient depth.
Look, Stephen, I'm only 1,052 meters above sea level, so I'm pretty sure that I'm very low in the ground and everything's fine. Grimace would like to know, I mean, what kind of dwarves are we talking about? There's so many different styles of them. Rick, could you address this?
Well, I was actually wondering the same thing. You're the one asking questions and then not.
Yeah, I mean,
them, so.
To me, when you said dwarf, I was envisioning one with the medical condition known as dwarfism.
They prefer to be called little people.
The medical condition is still called dwarfism.
Is it? We literally need to check because that could have changed. And by the way, when you put in my thing anyway, when you put dwarf DWAR in, the first thing that pops up is Dwarf Fortress Tutorial.
Let me see what comes up when I put that in.
Fun.
Losing is very fun.
Yeah, I have Dwarf Fortress come up as my first result, but then dwarfism is the second result.
But it's really called skeletal dysplasia.
That results from a genetic or medical condition. Yeah, I was going to say something about a chromosome or whatever.
Achondroplasia, which affects 1 in 15,000 of 40,000 people. Can they fucking figure it out?
The average adult height among people with dwarfism is 4 feet. Look, I'm more or less thinking about dwarfism, but you know how you get the little Hot Wheels cars?
Yeah.
I'm thinking of a dwarf that's large enough to comfortably sit within a Hot Wheels car. Because I'm envisioning it as this mythical beast
that would not be
is of the teleprompter.
Would that be a fae, Rick?
It could potentially be some fae. I mean,
could it be an insect?
Is not really a thing. Like, no, Snap, Crackle, and Pop are neither.
No, that's marketing for another organization that doesn't sponsor us.
Not dwarves or elves.
Yeah, we're not.
It's also
about fuckers until they sponsor us and give us free cereal.
Yeah,
it is cereal, right? I don't eat cereal.
Cocoa Pops.
Ugh.
God. No, but Kellogg's was actually founded to saltpeter.
Really?
Yeah, cornflakes was originally founded as a food specifically given to John Kellogg's psychiatric patients, and then was spread throughout the community as a method for enforcing Puritanism, shall we say?
Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
But also, there was some sort of nutritional thing because back in that day, it was fortified with actual vitamins and minerals.
Like Vegemite. Can we get sponsored by Vegemite or its alternative? Can you look into that, Steve?
I don't think I've ever seen them sponsor anything.
Maybe they'll sponsor us. We're nice.
I mean,
we'll be the first.
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure that Vegemite ownership. One moment.
Don't they want to make inroads?
It is owned by the Bega Cheese Company. Okay, so Bega Cheese Company ownership. Bega Cheese is an Australian-owned and operated cheese company founded in 1899. Many of the current owners of Bega Cheese are 100-year-old dairy farmers. There is an alternative to Vegemite. Yeah, it's called Promite.
But
Because Vegemite is not made of vegetables.
no, it's not. But shouldn't we eat a fuck ton of it?
I love broccoli.
I fucking
I'm
love
so sad
broccoli.
I haven't been able to eat broccoli.
Absolutely love broccoli as well. Although I'm one of those weird people. I like the stems better than the trees.
Me too.
Yes.
The stems
Yes.
are fucking delicious.
If you slice them thinly and saute them, oh my god.
Or if you just eat them fucking whole.
Yeah.
But like I like mine very al dente. Just like I like
They
my
need to be
broccoli
crunchy.
seared. Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be crunchy.
Rick, how do you cook your broccoli?
That depends. Like I'll eat it raw. I'll eat it al dente. I'll eat it fucking soft. Like I don't care. It doesn't have to be one way or the other.
Boil it, mash it, stick it in a stew.
Exactly.
I also fucking love Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are
go die.
You don't like Brussels sprouts?
No. It's a smell. It's a smell.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of Brussels sprouts as well. In fact, I'm probably a bigger fan of Brussels sprouts than I am of Brussels.
Well, what have you got against Belgium? What did they ever do to you?
Having previously taught the politics of the European Union at the Ohio State University and having been to Brussels, I can tell you to go fuck yourself.
Was that to me or to him?
How do we?
Well, to you, but to both of you, generally speaking.
How do you feel collectively about cauliflower?
It's overrated. I think that the best vegetable is bok choy, or cabbage in general.
No, I'm a fan of broccoli.
I like broccoli. I like cauliflower. I like bok choy. I like cabbage.
You see, but every time I've ever eaten bok choy, it's been as a canister to hold processed and fried meat.
What is the worst vegetable, Rick?
The worst vegetable, and this brings us full circle back to our original
is the
reason for this podcast.
Exactly. Like after I finish eating my vegetables, what should I do with their wheelchairs?
Rick, you work in a professional.
So is that the stem or the stalk or the tree?
If you're stalking the wheelchair, I don't want to know what tree that you're hiding in or what that problem stems from.
A large broccoli tree.
I see what you did there, Rick. I see what you did there.
I'm aware of the fact that broccoli is like a groundly vegetable, more of a shrub than a tree, but I'm envisioning a massive broccoli tree the size of a great oak.
Actually, you know what the best apps? God damn it. The best.
He's having an earthquake. He's having an earthquake.
The best vegetable.
Live from Calgary. Earthquake.
Is asparagus.
I like how it makes your pee stink.
It makes your pee smell a bit, but eggplant is not the worst. Oh, those crunchy shits in the Chinese vegetable medley. Water
chestnut.
Water chestnut.
They're shit, in my opinion.
They're not vegetables, though, are they?
You know what else is the worst?
Let's find out.
Thing?
We have the internet right here.
The other thing that I hate about Chinese vegetable medleys, fucking baby corn. Every piece of baby corn I've ever eaten, it's just like, why did you put a sprig of dirt in my dish?
I support a woman's right to choose an abortion, but I demand that we put an end to the abortion of corn stalks immediately.
I agree. Look, Rick, you live in Florida currently, where abortion is a keen topic. Has this led to a reduction in baby corn at the supermarket? And if not, why are people not out in the streets in great numbers?
It's logical.
You assume that I go to supermarkets.
Yes, Rick doesn't shop. He just pushes the cart. It's Mrs. Rick that shops.
How do we feel about baby carrots? Baby
carrots are fucking regular carrots that are not that have like rotten bits on them that are cut into this weird fucking shape.
Correct.
So they're fucking regular carrots, and they don't have any of the nutrients, and you don't have the peel, which is delicious. So what's the fucking point of a baby carrot other than convenience?
Exactly. Baby corn doesn't taste like corn. Oh no, you've now got a stalker.
I've got a stalker.
Calgary's such a small place, they'll be able to identify you the one moment you step forth from your basement campaigning against abortion of corn.
I'm in Southwest. Where are you, Grimace?
Baby carrots are just convenient foods. Are you feeding them to babies, or are the carrots made out of babies?
Also, to your question earlier, a water chestnut is not a nut, but is instead an aquatic vegetable that grows in marshes underwater. In other words, it grows in fucking Florida.
Do you know what the best aquatic vegetable is?
I've never been to Chinook Mall. I don't even know where that is. Oh, Southeast and Legacy. Well, I'm in Killarney.
The best aquatic vegetable is the lotus.
Oh, yeah.
Lotus roots are
They're pretty
delicious.
Good. Yes, they are. They're actually quite delicious. I agree.
Speaking of delicious, I must depart and go feed my cat because she is starting to threaten to eat my legs. So you boys,
speaking of delicious, I'm going to eat my cat, and I was going to be sad.
No, I would not do this.
No.
I will return very shortly.
Okay. And we'll keep this
Look at
show
this.
going.
My fucking headphones are stuck on my hair.
You know, you look even more unkempt when your headphones are off.
Send help. My hair has grown into my headphones. There
Those
we
look
go.
like expensive.
I'm now free. I will return shortly.
Yeah, I know it's not the popular opinion among the three of us, but I actually don't mind baby carrots or, for that matter, baby corn.
But isn't a baby carrot just an inferior version of a carrot?
I mean, I'm still going to eat one if I got one.
Yeah, I know. Oh, speaking of eating, you're not eating right now, are you?
No.
I think we kind of need to talk about this thing that we're
that's what we're doing tomorrow in fucking 8.5 hours.
Yes, it is. That's true. I completely forgot. What time are we doing that at? Is it 12 Eastern?
8.5 hours.
Which is 12:45 Eastern.
Yeah.
Okay.
We go live at 1.
Okay. Baby carrots are just pre-peeled wet carrots in a bag. That is not entirely inaccurate. But what I find interesting is, like, when you look at it pound for pound, unless they're on sale, baby carrots are actually more expensive than regular carrots, which makes no sense considering they're like carrot waste.
Which makes 100% sense because there is work that goes into baby carrots that does not go into regular carrots. Labor is expensive.
Yeah, but is it in that? It leads to the question: is it environmentally friendly to eat baby carrots or not?
I don't know.
Like, is it better to grow more good carrots or to just keep eating shit carrots?
I think you're assuming that they're growing shit carrots to make baby carrots out of them.
Part of me thinks they are, given the prevalence of baby carrots at the supermarket. It almost feels like they might be transforming perfectly good carrots. I mean, I would hope that they'd be selling or reusing like the pulp and the peel for another purpose, like dog food or something.
Carrot juice.
Carrot juice, yes.
Carrot
Are you allowed to have carrot juice? No,
I mean, fasting wise, yeah, I can do juices and whatnot.
Okay, fair enough. So if ever, yeah, okay, for like electrolytes or whatever. Yeah,
it's what plants crave.
Steven, I'm interviewing Rick on his own program in 8.5 hours about his fast.
I'll be well asleep.
Yeah, I know. It'll be
3 a.m.
So will I, so it's all good.
he's sitting at your bedside with a microphone. So what is this fast about?
I do wonder how many baby carrots can be cut out of a regular carrot. I mean, I've got some pretty big carrots in my house.
You need to define, what regular is. Does the carrot shit twice a day, once a day?
Right?
It's like, how do we know that a baby carrot in Canada is the same size as a baby carrot in Australia?
You go.
Shrinkflation.
Australia is how long is the flight? 21 hours, Stephen?
Hundreds of eons.
Oh, right,
You'd be more grateful for continental drift. Continental drift actually, noticeably reduces the flight time because it's such a vast distance.
How long do you think it would take to do it by boat?
Depends. Is it a speedboat?
It can be if you want it to be.
I think it would probably take longer on a speedboat, actually, because you're going to run out of fuel halfway.
But no, you're ignoring the fact that we have the support boats because we really care about the environment.
Oh, like those people who swim across, from the UK to continental Europe. And they've got the support boat with the cage and all that sort of thing. It's like, no, you didn't fucking swim across the English Channel. You just sat in a box and got dragged.
So do Australian baby carrots have a different criminal record on them is a good question.
I don't know.
And how fast does a boat have to go to be a speedboat? Because, I mean, everything's relative, right? That's actually a very good question.
Minimum. Why is my keyboard just not wanting to type every now and then?
It hates
minimum speed of a speedboat. What is considered?
I'm going to say 40 knots.
High performance speedboats can reach over 50 knots.
But what's their minimum speed?
50 knots in kilometers per hour.
Their minimum speed would be 0.
Yeah.
0 is not a speed. 0
stationary.
Zero is entropy.
No, it's inertia.
Yes, thank you. There I am trying to be fucking smart, and Steven has to fucking correct me. God damn it.
Well, that's what you get for trying.
It's humiliating. It constantly, Steven just correcting me. Just like, ugh.
Look, you need to change your frame of mind. It's not correcting, it's re-educating.
I heard that Chairman Mao did some really good re-educating back in the day.
I'm not into camping, sorry. I'm not like Rick who'd rather be outdoors.
Hey, I'm into camping. I love camping. Camping is amazing.
Yeah, there's nothing like he never passes the joint.
Yeah.
Look, are you changing the definition of camp here from to go into the wilderness to a particular stereotype of a particular sexual preference?
No, I really like camping in the great outdoors to kill things.
Okay, I'm just going to let you simmer on kill things and camping until you realize what you've just said.
Wait, what did I just say? I like to camp in the great outdoors to kill things.
Yeah.
I like to camp in the great outdoors outside to kill things. Animals, fish. Things that
okay, good. You're good now. You're good now.
Did I miss?
I joined the Marine Corps because I wanted to travel the world and meet new and interesting people and
then kill them.
So no.
Speaking
camping.
of,
what the fuck? Why can't? What is up with this? I'm fine. You can follow me into the woods. It's fine. I'm not gonna. I mean, wear orange. Don't be a jackass. But like, you're not gonna die just by
Wear high vis.
High vis is everyone in the wood should be wearing.
Go out there with a roadwork sign.
I mean,
slow, stop. A bear comes at you. You're like, slow, stop.
No, if a bear comes at me, I'm gonna slowly back up, and if it starts charging at me, I'm gonna do the thing. But hopefully, I'll get to shoot it, because that's the only way I'll ever get to shoot a bear. And
what if it was me in a bear suit?
Then
did y'all hear about the fucking backlash over in fucking China about the bear or the man in a bear suit?
The alleged bear in a man suit?
No, but they got some sun bears or some shit over there that like were standing up and like jockeying with the crowd and shit like that, and people were like accusing it of being a fucking man in a bear suit
at a zoo.
What?
Because sun bears are tiny, and like it honestly, like looking at the video, like it did kind of look like it was a dude in a bear suit, because like the face was just all weird and whatnot, and then like it fucking the way it was standing up, it was like straight vertical, and like for a good while, and had like no ass and like folds of fucking skin that made it kind of look like the way a suit would have folded and whatnot.
And most distressingly, the bear was exclaiming, "Please exit through gift shop."
Can you be an unpaid man in a bear suit in public and not be a pedophile?
Yes.
Oh. I'm surprised by that answer. I would think they'd
be a fucking furry.
Yeah, but then you're not in public. You're presumably in private. Like,
well, you're inside the suit. Is not the region inside the suit a private environment?
Super Troopers, yes. Wait, did that movie ever
about movies I haven't seen? Because
you've never seen Super Troopers?
Oh, I've seen like half an hour worth of Super Troopers before I was like, "Fuck this stupidity" and turn the shit off.
I'm in the same camp.
But Rick, you used to be a stoner.
And
how could a stoner not appreciate Super Troopers?
Because it's fucking stupid. I don't like Jackass either.
But there's nothing like No, they drive the car around.
I didn't say that it was like Jackass. I said that it is like Jackass in the fact that I can't stand the shit.
I just want to return to the topic of costumes.
Yes.
And is a costume considered a private place?
Legally? Do you have a reasonable expectation of privacy within a costume? No.
But your costume is acting as a veil against the outside world.
Well, you have an expectation of privacy as long as you aren't forced by some statute to identify yourself by law enforcement.
Here's the real thing. If you're naked inside your costume, is that public indecency?
No.
Because you are in a
private space.
No, it's because you're wearing a fucking suit.
But what if I'm...
Is your dick flopping out of the suit?
No. I'm engaged in not-for-profit activities.
You could have your dick out and be engaged in not-for-profit activities. Generally, when my cock is out, it's not-for-profit.
You're doing it wrong.
Actually, it's going to prove quite costly in the long term.
Yeah, pull out or pay out.
It depends on what kind of bear you are. Are you a cocaine bear or are you a pink Valentine's bear, just a hairy dude wearing leather with your ass hanging out?
No, I'm just bare naked.
Yeah, I can believe that. But
I mean, look at who you look at who you're talking to. It's like three incredibly hairy men.
To be honest with you, if I had to choose between a cocaine bear, a pink Valentine's bear, or a hairy dude wearing leather with my ass hanging out, I'd probably go with the hairy dude wearing leather with my ass hanging out.
I'd like to be the pink Valentine's bear. At least then people would only bother me once a year.
Oh, that's a good one. Rick?
I guess I'll just hit for the cycle and I'll go with the cocaine bear because I'm probably having the most fun.
I can't do uppers. Not gonna happen.
I like how we
I didn't
represented
say
the
that
entire
I'm,
gamut of
actually
bear.
doing cocaine as a person, but like if I was a bear, why the fuck not?
Oh my god! Imagine a bear on cocaine in nature. That could get pretty dangerous pretty quickly.
Imagine a polar bear rolling around in a massive pile of cocaine.
Is that why they call snow powder?
It's the powder.
Could
That would be a
Today I
lot
learned how cocaine was made on the side of mountains.
by polar bears. See, the
Rolling.
whole thing about,
Cocaine is just polar bear dandruff.
the whole thing
Prove me
about
wrong.
Colombia and the
Okay.
cartels is just American propaganda to continue neoliberal impositions throughout Latin America. Really,
What you're telling me, and I'm going to
But he
leverage
really
the
is from the Great
well-spoken.
White North.
No, I'm going to leverage the well-spoken answers with this particular phrase.
yes.
Is that the cartels actually hold the keys to a vast Mexican white winter wonderland of tundra, where they hold polar bears hostage, force them to romp about on serrated carpet of impure quality, then they vacuum up the polar bear dandruff and distribute it across the world as cocaine.
And basically, they're depriving the good people of Greenland.
So the war against drugs is really the war against polar bear dandruff.
In a sense, but the Americans call it the war on drugs. So you need to be
Yes,
on
because
drugs.
we fight the war.
You need to be on drugs to
drugs.
fight the
Fight
war.
'Cause
So
it's
you can
not
then,
fucking
you know,
stupid.
if I had a joint, could light the joint and be like, so then, you know, I completely lost my frame of fucking thought there. I was going to be something along the lines of, if it's the war on drugs,
It's a band.
I've just gone into a cycle. Yes, that's where I was going. Head and Shoulders and like their parent company, Procter and Gamble or whoever it is, the big fucking thing. I was going to bring the conspiracy theory all the way back to like Head and Shoulders parent company.
Could we accept the sponsorship from Procter and Gamble?
Is Procter and Gamble? How did I know that?
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna
it all
gamble on
goes
any
back.
proctorologist.
Say that
It all
again,
goes
Eric?
back to Procter and Gamble.
He said, I am not willing to gamble on any proctorologist.
I'm not a gynecologist, but I'm surrounded by cunts all day.
What if
What if?
this episode had to come to an end?
I believe it does, because you have a thing in 30 minutes.
Yeah, I have another engagement to attend.
You do.
And you're already married. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
crazy.
I'm apparently in demand.
You very much
Unilever is who I was thinking of as the big company, but
Oh, Unilever. They make
Yeah.
the soap.
They
And-
make one lever.
and that lever is capitalism.
That lever is the lever that we use to sign off from this show.
I'm not a gynecologist, but I'll take a look. Look,
Just remember, having a male gynecologist is like having an auto mechanic who never owned a car.
One of my wife's friends married a male gynecologist, and he turned out to be gay. I know that's neither here nor there, but
No, that sounds like that's both here and there.
I mean, maybe he got married because he was a Christian, like a Christian. So maybe he got married so that he could like test out the equipment despite not wanting to.
No, I think he got married because he wanted to join our podcast and be known as a bearded man.
Do you have that expression in Australia?
which expression?
A beard for a fake lover for a gay person or an
I've
LGBT.
never heard it before.
Like if I was gay, Meredith would be my beard.
Never heard it before.
Oh wow.
I've heard of feminists who don't shave their legs refer to their legs as leg beards.
That sounds hot. I dig that. I'm totally down.
I have 2 leg beards.
Yeah, I have 2 leg beards. One of them covered in insect bites and blood.
From your time in the
sounds
great
like
outdoors.
a good place to call it.
Yeah. Next time on the show, we'll hear about Kevin's leg beard and blood. And we'll discuss many other things meandering through an entirely enormous, diverse, wide, and inclusive gamut of topics.
Will we have a sponsor by next week?
Well, if we don't, you have to change your title to failed affiliate marketer.
Or, just affiliate marketer.
Wait, why did the title disappear?
All of our titles have disappeared.
What the fuck?
That's all right.
I think it's because of the fact that you pulled chat up.
Maybe.
But I've been Steve this entire time.
I've been Kevin this entire time.
And I don't know what I've been.
Perplexed, entertained.
And
perplexed, entertained, and exhausted. And that can be our catch line.
I've been hungry this entire time.
This has been Whiskr Whisper, episode 2.
You said it wrong.
Whiskr Whispers.
What? There's no F
Whiskr Whisper, episode 2 is now over.
Yes.
Hit it.
I'm hitting it.